What do we do with our feelings?
We hide them in our muscles.
And how do we hide our feelings better?
We get bigger muscles.
We get bigger muscles.
What's up guys, Brian here from Audio Geek. I'm back with yet another review. A while ago, a company by the name of TRN sent me 3 pairs of their budget range. Was 1 pair of earbuds, 2 pairs of in-ear monitors. This goes along with their back to school sale that's going on. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Some really cool specials going on. I think it's till the 27th of August. There's also a very nice giveaway going on my Facebook group. TRN sponsored a pair of those Cirus earbuds I reviewed in my previous review. So I'm going to leave the link to the Facebook group. Go check it out. Maybe you can win a pair of Ciruses. The next product in line is the MT4 Pro, a dual dynamic driver in-ear earphone. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to these. I will get into the look and build and all the nice things a bit later. But I've already got an idea in my head because I see the pair that they send me is in black, and it's a kind of a glossy black when I took a peek quickly. So I'm thinking I've got a really cool cable that came with a pair of ear acoustic audio earphones. It's a gloss black cable, and then also I'm thinking some pin and lacquer black tips. I like aesthetics. I like if something looks nice, and I always try and upgrade things. Not that I haven't even listened to this, but it's just something I'm thinking in my head which will make it look very nice. Yeah, like I said in the previous review, it was about 2 weeks this reached me. TRN has got great service. I've never struggled with any of their products or had any QC issues. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the unboxing. If we start unboxing this, you will see it is the same type of box that the Cirus earbuds came in. A little bit bigger than a pack of smokes. Little cardboard box. On the front here you've got the logo of the MT4 Pro. On the side here it says I got the black version, no mic. At the back here there's a lot of Chinese, which I obviously can't translate for you guys. And it's a nice slide open. When you slide it open, you are greeted here by your very beautiful faceplates. I'm going to get into this in the look and build section, but this is really nice. So here's your port housing your your shells, and then just like the Ciruses, you get, here's a pair of tips, and just check out what they are. Yeah, these are normal, it looks like balanced white silicone tips. And then there is also a little packet. I wonder what's in here. These are packaged really tight. With my big hands, I always struggle. Oh yeah, this is quite nice. These are those transparent ones. They almost look like the ones those anime ones from Hades. I really like these. And then you've got a last packet with your cable inside. Sure, these things are packaged really sealed tight into these plastic things. Yeah, so you've got your cable. And then obviously in the bottom of the box you've got your instruction manuals. And that is it for the unboxing. We can now move over to the look and build part. We will get into the aesthetics and the fit and all of that. If we have a look at the look and build part, then this for me is a big a plus point. I really love these face plates. They say the color is black, and I hope we get a good focus. Come on. There we go. So basically it's a very glossy black, but it's not like a gloss black paint. It's more like a gloss black chrome. And then there's the little, I don't know if they've entered. I'm gonna have to check the specs. I haven't even checked the specs yet. I will get to that. But it looks like a really nice grill, like almost like an open back headphone, and some gold nozzles, which is really cool. The bottom part is resin, and you can actually, it's a smoky, also a blackish smoky color, but you can see through, and you can actually see the two drivers. One's a small one and one is a bigger one. You can actually see them. Aesthetics wise, I love this. For the price, I'm seeing that these are going now for 252 South African Rand. At the back to school sale, it's almost half price. I mean, that's nothing. That's really nothing. It's a very, very good budget price, and just for these faceplates alone, I will pay that. We haven't even gotten into the sound yet. This to me is very, very beautiful looking. Also, it feels very well made. It is light, but not that light that you might think it's not good build quality. If we move on to the cable, yeah, I don't like this cable at all. If you've read some of my written reviews, I've written a lot of reviews before I started doing videos. You will know I don't like thin, flimsy cables, and these I can finish cheap. But once again, it is a budget earphone, so you can't go expect paying 252 Rand. 252 Rand. That's about $12, $12 or $14. So it's nothing. You can't expect to pay that $14 and you want a high-end cable. So there is certain trade-offs. I'm not going to fault TRN on this. It's my personal opinion. I don't like thin, flimsy cables, but I can feel these are those plasticky ones. You used to get them with the very first KZs and with the QKZs and all those type of brands. What happens in the South African climate is about 2 months, then these go hard. So I really think I will do a cable upgrade on these. If I can make a recommendation, if you do get these, they are so cheap, just get a nice cable to go with it, add it to your cart. I do see a metal connector though, which is nice. I prefer metal to plastic, and it's also in the L shape. Now what's nice about that is when you've got it, let's say you've got it plugged in, and like this, and you're lying in your bed, and let's say you're watching TikTok videos, then it's always a slip when you've got it on your chest. When you've got a straight down connector, you always bend your wires, and this is nice, especially for when you're doing that. It's just a little observation I made now, and what I'm thinking about. So that's a very nice gesture. The tips, normal balanced white silicone tips. Nothing special about them. They've also added these transparent ones. The only problem is, like some previous products that I've gotten from other companies as well, they always they give you one extra pair of these special tips, but they're always in size medium, so I can't wear them. I've got big ears and I really can't wear them. So yeah, that's it for the look and build board. There's no carrying case, and I'm also not gonna fault them. Even those little drawstring bags, I don't use those things. If you really want a case, then just get yourself one from Temu or AliExpress or wherever. They're so cheap, it's like 10 Rand. It's really not a train smash. So now we can move over onto the connectivity part. If we talk about the connectivity, the MT4 Pro comes in three different variants. You can get it in 3.5 millimeter connector with a mic, and then 3.5 millimeter without a mic, and then also in Type C. You can basically plug those into anything. It's rather self-explanatory. If you've got a cell phone with the 3.5, my suggestion would be go for the USB-C, because then you get an extra dongle with, if you intend on keeping the cable. I like these faceplates a lot, and the look of the shell, so I think I am going to use it, but I'm not going to use it with this cable. I'm obviously going to use an upgrade cable with these when I listen to them personally outside review circles. But if you intend on keeping the cable, then I would say rather go for the Type C, because you get an extra dongle with it. Just make sure that if you do select that, when you get the Hi-B music player on Play Store, because it bypasses the whole Android audio system, and it gives you bit perfect playback. So get the Hi-B player. It's really nice. I've been using it for years, and it works really nice if you've got different DACs you want to test out, and then you get the true sound of the DAC. So definitely go for that. Other things you can plug it into, if you've got the 3.5 or if you've got the USB-C. I mean, most laptops, most tablets nowadays have USB-C ports or 3.5 ports, so it's really versatile. You're not going to struggle to plug this into any source. And that's it for the connectivity part. Now we can move over to the specs. If we look at the specs quickly, like I said in the beginning, it's dual dynamic drivers. One is a 10mm DLC diaphragm, the other one's a 6mm titanium plated diaphragm. Obviously I think the big one is going to be for the bass, and maybe the 6mm one for the mids and the treble, or either just for the treble. I don't really know the cutoff frequencies here, so I can't tell you. The frequency response, very moderate, 20 Hz to 20 kHz, impedance 40 ohms, and the sensitivity is 130 dBs, 113 dBs. So what that tells me, it's going to be easy to drive. You can drive this from your cell phone, any headphone amplifier, any laptop, notebook, PC will drive this impedance and that sensitivity. The connector type is QDC. I hate QDC. That's why I'm saying I won't keep this cable. Jack type 3.5mm is mine. Cable length 1.2 meters, and they weigh approximately 7.3 grams a piece. So they're light. I don't think they're going to be fatiguing at all. I did fit them, and they did have a really good fit. So I don't think there's going to be any problems there. And that's it for the specs. Now I'm going to be back at a later stage with the part that everybody wants to hear how they sound, and then we will get into that. If we get into the sound aspect of the MT4 Pro, I can tell you right off the bat, it is a V-type tuning, but it's not a safe V-type tuning. The bass goes very, very deep, and it goes deeper than what the treble goes high. So it is a V shape, but it's more towards the bass side. If we do look at the bass, there was a song by Argy, it's called Aria, which I listened to, and it's got some very fast punchy bass. I normally listen to that song for mid bass, to listen to the mid bass punch and slam, and man, these MT4 Pros, they hit like a set way above in the price range. I can't believe the amount of clean bass that they get out of this budget earphone. It was so clean and hard hitting. Then there's another song by Codex, and it's called Elysium, and that one is more of a, if I can call it, a type of trance hard hitting. You know, these hard hitting fast trance songs, and there's also some nice rumbles in that song. So I normally use that song if I want to check out the sub bass rumbles, and man, this MT4 slams with authority, guys. I really do like, out of the whole spectrum, I do like the bass the most, and that was with the stock cable and the stock ear tips. It was not even with some bass tips. Another song by Kaspar, it's called Injection. There's also deep fast rumbles, and man, the bass was immersive. I can tell you that I'm very impressed with the bass on the MT4 Pro. What was that other song? Oh yeah, Sarah the Warren has a song Born to Love, and it's also an electronic dance music song, but man, it's also got fast, very punchy bass, and the MT4 Pro did not disappoint at all. If you're an electronic dance fan, then the bass alone here makes the, and versus the price, makes the MT4 Pro a no-brainer. I really think if you're a bass head, well, I would say these border on bass head. There's some nice rumble. The bass is clean and fast. It's not muddy. I don't know how they managed to tune that driver like that at this price point. I'm really impressed about the bass, guys. If we look at the mids, I first wanted to check out vocals. I always check out vocals first when I'm doing the mids. And a certain song came to mind from Michael Jackson. It's called Give In To Me. And man, the vocals sounded sublime. If you have a IM that's a bit boosted in the mids, Michael Jackson's voice can get a bit screechy, it can hurt you a bit, but on the MT4 Pro it sounded just like I know his voice should sound like. I've listened to that song 1,000 times, one of my favorite songs, and the MT4 Pro did not disappoint. When I checked out female vocals, I wanted to see what the MT4 is going to do with some pop voices. So I normally don't like it when people do covers, but this one is Miley Cirus doing a cover of Blondie's Heart of Glass, and man, she does it well. The MT4 Pro is definitely suited for pop voices, I can tell you that much. The bass bleeds a little into the mids because the bass is strong. It bleeds a bit into the mids, but in that song it didn't take away from her voice. It just made the whole song sounded really good. If you look at rock vocals, rock is one of my favorite genres. There's also a cover, John Lennon, and it is done by Greenday, a working class hero, but it's on the concert for Darfur. I think it's a concert they did for the war in Darfur. It's on that album, and man, the vocals sounded normal, just like I know they should sound. The guitar getting there in the middle sounded awesome, and man, when that drum line kicks in, there's a bit of an acoustic intro, and the mid part of the acoustic sounds great, but when that drum line kicks in, man, that bass made that song sound really, really phenomenal. I also tried a bit higher, like opera type of voices, and there's a song by Sarah Brightman. It's called Time to Say Goodbye. It's a bit of an opera song. Her voice goes very high, and because the mids is recessed, so voice doesn't sound like it's floating there in its own time and space. She also does a duet. That song's a duet with Andrea, one of the best male vocals ever, according to me. And his voice was a bit more authoritative than hers, so it's a bit stronger with male vocals. All in all, the mids, they are recessed, but they're still there. I don't have a problem. I mean, it is a V-shaped tuning, so mids sound really good. When I looked at the treble from the very first song I listened to, because it's a V-shape, you can already imagine that the treble is a bit bright. So I like Miles Davis, one of my favorite performers, and whenever I'm listening for treble, you always want to get the trumpet in the mix because the trumpet goes very high. In Miles Davis, one of the best trumpet players ever. It's a song called Sketches. It's actually three guys on there. It's Bill Evans and Cannonball Adderley, which is also one of my favorite jazz performers. And those three together with this bright MT4 Pro, man, it created some magic on that song. Trumpet sounded beautiful, out of this world. Just under that level where it starts to hurt your ears. I mean, a trumpet can really reach high, hurt your ears if it's too bright. It's definitely a V-shape, but bright. I wanted to see how the MT4 Pro is going to do with a few songs with some, you get these songs that sound a bit weird and it's got all these high-pitched little sounds and effects. One of those guys is the harp player Andreas Vollenweider, and there's an album from him, it's called Caverna Magica. I remember it, I've got it on vinyl. So I dug out that song because it's also got like footsteps and echoes and all sorts of stuff on it. And it sounded very, very good on the MT4 Pro. Then I decided to listen to a whole album, also with lots of effects and stuff. So Pink Floyd's my favorite band, and Roger Waters did an album, Amused to Death. And man, that thing has got effects. It's an experience. Roger Waters is an obscure guy. I like weird people, and I like his music and the stuff that he does. The whole album, the special effects sounded phenomenal, man. So treble right up there, the treble's done right. I didn't experience any sibilance or any stuff of that sort. If you get into the technicalities, a few evenings I've had it into my phone listening when I'm going to sleep. I had it listening, watching some TikTok videos, and a weird thing happened. I was listening and it sounded like I was listening to the phone speaker and not the inner monitors, and I actually had to double check, go down in my phone, see if it's plugged in. So that's weird. I don't know what you call it. All I can say, it's as if the MT4, they disappeared. And the nice thing about that is it makes you focus on the music or video, whatever you're watching to, and forgetting you're listening to a pair of in-ear monitors. And I think that's a very, very good part. Another thing, the soundstage is nice and wide. It's not that deep, but it's wide. So yeah, for technicalities, man, at this price, I cannot fault it. So now it's time for the conclusion of this review. I'm going to give the MT4 Pro 4 stars. I would have given it 4.5 if it wasn't for the scrappy cable. Who I think should buy it, even at the regular price. This makes a lot of sense. This to me is one of the best in the budget segment. I have not heard better in the budget segment. I think this can be like a type of a reference for the budget segment. It's a cool V-shaped tuning. Now with that back to school price, TRN has also, they've been so nice, they've also given me some extra discount coupon codes to give to you guys, so I'm going to link it in the description. So if you go onto the store and you click it, it's still going to be the back to school discount, but then when you buy, you can just enter that coupon there. It's not one of those affiliate link nonsense. I don't do that stuff. It's a genuine discount coupon code for you guys, and I thank TRN for that. So yeah, everyone should buy it. Man, really at that price, just ditch the cable. With this back to school price, in the discount coupon, you can really order yourself a nice carrying case, order yourself a nice, if you want a nice balanced cable, a bit thicker, bit better quality, and then you're good to go. Guys, thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedules to watch my review. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel. Bottom right is the subscribe button. If you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up in the comments. We can also join my Facebook group. A lot of cool guys there, lots of information, lots of nice products.